show with no-namers around the world unite, because it is time for, you know it, liftoff. Countdown with me.
6,
4, oh,
4,
damn.
3,
Now it's 4.
2, 1.
1, okay, I got it
0.
now.
Ignition.
It's those basic things that
Liftoff.
throw me off.
Liftoff. 30 minutes.
Here we go.
Get ready.
All right.
Hold on to your hats. Strap on your seatbelt. Fasten your seatbelts. Hold on to your hats.
Get ready for the ride of your life.
The show with no. It's show with no name time.
Where?
On Vaughn Radio.
Right.
It's a show with no name. It's the show. Let's go.
That's right, amigos. Welcome. Welcome to another exciting edition of your favorite show. Well, I hope it's your favorite show, or at least one of your favorite shows here on Vaughn Radio. It's interactive. It's exciting. It's a breath of fresh air. Un suspiro, I think you say? We say a breath of fresh air. And don't mix up the words breath and breathe. Vamos a empezar con esa mini lección. Breath. Sustantivo. Breath. When it's cold outside, you can see your breath. The verb tiene una E al final y se pronuncia breathe. So when you breathe, you're taking a breath. Write it down. That's definitely a common mistake that I've come across many, many times in all my years of experience. Folks, we're going to look at common mistakes today, pronunciation things, the all-powerful get, el verbo get. We're really going to get into get today. Oh my God, it's a wild card. Es un comodín. We call it a wild card. The verb to get. So get into it, because there's no way to get around it. Yeah. ¿Quieres estar al tanto de todas nuestras promociones en la Vaughan Esfera? Well, now you can be in the loop. Puedes estar al tanto. Puedes enterarte de ofertas, novedades y eventos. Y mucho más. Puedes encontrar todo eso en grupovaughan.com/cursos destacados. Eso es, en grupovaughan.com/cursos destacados. Ahí tendrás toda la información de última hora. Guárdalo como favorito. grupovaughan.com/cursos destacados. And stay in the loop. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Yeah. Let's go. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Welcome to today's pop quiz, amigos. And as always, here's where we take a look at a different concept, and then I put you to the test, as I do in many different sections. I challenge you. I make sure you guys are on your toes, espabilados, al tanto, I think you say in Spanish. And today we're going to be taking a look at, or I should say, giving a listen to Speak English B2. This is one of our Speak English books in the Speak English collection. You can get it at the Von Tienda. It's vontienda.com. If you're looking for courses, don't forget, we've got a bunch of different courses going on right now. We've got our brand new weekend towns. We've also got some special deals. You can go over to grupovon.com/cursos destacados. You'll also see there are some deals on the summer camps, the urban camps and the summer camps. So get in on it now, because it fills up quickly. I know this from past experience. So, folks, so many different things in the Vaughn world. The best way to make sure you're not missing anything is to follow on social media. And you can also sign up for our newsletter. I know I'm signed up, and this way, well, I know as somebody who works with the company what's going on, because there are always new things, initiatives, programs, materials, events, so many different things happening in the Vaughn world. And you can find out all about it when you go to grupovon.com/cursos destacados. If you're looking for materials for self-study, that's our bookshop, and that is vontienda.com. And this book can be found there as well. It's called Speak English B2, and we're going to give it a listen. Let's see if you guys get it.
79. Phrasal verbs. To get around to.
Finalmente llegué a hacerlo anoche.
I eventually got around to doing it last night.
Él todavía no ha conseguido terminar el informe.
He hasn't got around to finishing the report yet.
No sacamos tiempo para pintar la valla el verano pasado.
We didn't get around to painting the fence last summer.
Tengo que conseguir acabar mi novela este año.
I need to get around to finishing my novel this year.
Conseguí estudiarme todos los temas.
I got around to studying all the topics.
Necesito sacar tiempo para escribir las cartas de agradecimiento.
I need to get around to writing the thank you letters.
No conseguí ir al supermercado después del trabajo.
I didn't get around to going to the supermarket after work.
¿Conseguiste sacar tiempo para arreglar el grifo?
Did you get around to fixing the tap?
¿Llegaste a ir a la farmacia?
Did you get around to going to the pharmacy?
¿La empresa de seguros llegó a encargarse de tu reclamación?
Did the insurance company get around to dealing with your claim?
¿Llegarás a escribir la carta este fin de semana?
Will you get around to writing the letter this weekend?
¿Crees que sacarás tiempo para aprender chino algún día?
To learning Chinese one day?
Nunca llegarán a visitar el Museo del Prado. Siempre lo dejan para más tarde.
They'll never get around to visiting the Prado Museum. They keep putting it off.
¿Cuándo vamos a sacar tiempo para planificar nuestras vacaciones?
When are we going to get around to planning our holiday?
¿Cuándo vas a sacar tiempo para responder todos tus emails?
When are you going to get around to answering all your emails?
¿Sacarán tiempo para hacer la compra?
Will they get around to doing the shopping?
¿Conseguiste llamar a tus primos?
Did you get around to calling your cousins?
Lo siento, todavía no he conseguido sacar tiempo para ello.
I'm sorry, I haven't got around to it yet.
Lo iba a hacer ayer, pero no llegué a hacerlo al final.
I was going to do it yesterday, but I didn't get around to it in the end.
Ella no ha sacado tiempo para cambiar la bombilla. Siempre lo deja para más tarde.
She hasn't got around to changing the light bulb. She keeps putting it off. Test yourself.
¿Conseguiste sacar tiempo para hacerlo?
Did you get around to doing it?
Lo aplacé durante un montón de tiempo, pero finalmente llegué a hacerlo.
I put it off for ages, but eventually got around to doing it.
Necesito arreglar el grifo, pero nunca consigo sacar tiempo para ello.
I need to fix the tap, but I never get around to it.
Todavía no he conseguido sacar tiempo para llamar a mi madre.
I haven't got around to calling my mother yet.
¿Has llegado a leer mi libro?
Have you got around to reading my book?
¿Crees que conseguirás terminarlo este fin de semana?
Do you think you'll get around to finishing it this weekend?
Finalmente llegaron a encargarse de nuestra reclamación.
They eventually got around to dealing with our claim.
80. Phrasal verbs. To get out of and to get away with.
Me libré de hacer la presentación.
I got out of doing the presentation.
No puedes librarte de eso ahora. El jefe sabe que vas.
You can't get out of it now. The boss knows you're going.
Greg siempre intenta librarse de fregar los platos.
Greg always tries to get out of doing the washing up.
Voy a intentar librarme de ir a ver a mi suegra el fin de semana.
I'm going to try and get out of going to see my mother-in-law at the weekend.
¿Cómo puedo escaquearme de ir a la boda? Es una lata.
How can I get out of going to the wedding? It's such a pain.
Fiona se libró de ir a la fiesta de Navidad.
Fiona got out of going to the Christmas party.
No estás enfermo, solo estás intentando librarte de hacer el examen.
You're not sick. You're just trying to get out of doing the exam.
Pepe se libró de hacer la mili fingiendo que era asmático.
Pepe got out of doing military service by pretending he was asthmatic.
Él solo está intentando librarse de hacer algo de trabajo.
He's just trying to get out of doing some work.
¿Cómo te libraste de pagar la multa?
How did you get out of paying the fine?
No sé cómo, pero ella salió impune.
I don't know how, but she got away with it.
Me alegro de que no salieran impunes por lo que hicieron.
I'm glad they didn't get away with what they did.
No vas a salir impune de esto.
You won't get away with this.
Ella hizo trampa en el examen sin sufrir consecuencias.
She got away with cheating in the exam.
No me puedo creer que consiguieran hacer trampas sin sufrir las consecuencias.
I can't believe they managed to get away with cheating.
El CEO malversó millones de euros sin sufrir consecuencias.
The CEO got away with embezzling millions of euros.
Es tan injusto, él siempre sale impune de todo.
It's so unfair. He always gets away with everything.
Salieron impunes de todo.
They got away with everything.
Es gente poderosa, así que pueden hacer cualquier cosa sin sufrir consecuencias.
They're powerful people, so they can get away with anything.
Todo el mundo sabe que ella es culpable, pero parece que va a salir impune.
Everyone knows she's guilty, but it looks like she's going to get away with it. Test yourself.
¿Cómo te libraste de dar el discurso?
How did you get out of giving the speech?
Me libré de ir a la boda fingiendo que estaba enfermo.
I got out of going to the wedding by pretending I was sick.
Lo intenté, pero no pude librarme de ello.
I tried, but I couldn't get out of it.
Deja de fingir que estás enfermo. Esta vez no te libras de fregar los platos.
Stop pretending you're sick. This time you're not getting out of doing the washing up.
Ella malversó fondos sin sufrir consecuencias.
She got away with embezzling funds.
Ella siempre sale impune de todo porque es famosa.
She always gets away with everything because she's famous.
¿Cómo hiciste trampa en el examen sin sufrir consecuencias?
How did you get away with cheating in the exam?
¿Conoces Weekend Town? La nueva iniciativa de Vaughan.
Pues no.
Es un fin de semana de inmersión en inglés. Y es nuevísimo.
A ver, cuéntame más.
Tendrás una inmersión lingüística total durante 2 días. Un total de 24 horas hablando con angloparlantes de todo el mundo.
¡Wow! ¡Qué interesante!
Ganarás confianza y soltura a la hora de comunicarte en inglés. Mejorarás tu comprensión auditiva y tus habilidades conversacionales en una situación de comunicación real en inglés. Ven a Weekend Town y te sorprenderás con todo lo que puede avanzar tu inglés en un fin de semana. Weekend Town de Vaughan. Un fin de semana de inmersión en inglés. That's right, folks. Weekend Town, one of our latest, greatest initiatives. And again, you can get all that information at grupovon.com/cursos destacados. Also follow us on social media, and this way you'll be in the know. All right. We looked at a couple phrasal verbs, a couple collocations using get. We looked at to get around to doing something. So it means to do something that you've been putting off, right? Right. He has, I keep saying that I'm going to organize the closets here. You know, well, now you've got to do spring cleaning. No, la limpieza de la primavera. You got to get rid of the coats and bring them down to storage if you have a storage unit. But yeah, one thing you have to do is actually do it. So I keep saying I'm going to do it. And eventually I'll get around to it. Llegaré a hacerlo. I've got to do it. I'm putting it off. I'll get around to it. The next one we looked at is to get out of it. Now, this is an obligation or something. Oh man, I've got this birthday party this weekend, and I barely know the guy. I'm gonna see if I can get out of it. To get out of it, which is a little bit different than getting away with it. Getting away with it means that you've done something wrong and there's no punishment. There are no consequences for your actions. So again, you can get all that information in Speak English B2. Like all our materials, it comes with audio. All right, let's warm up before I give you guys your 3 translations in today's pop quiz. Let's warm up. Let's see how well you know how to use the verb get in its many incarnations. Easy. The first one's easy. ¿Dónde conseguiste ese libro? Say it. You don't have to write these. I prefer that you say them aloud. And then give me the 3 that I ask you for in the comments. All right, so ¿Dónde conseguiste ese libro? Where did you get that book? Now, ¿cómo lo dijiste? No solo quiero saber que sabes las palabras. Did you say, where did you get that book? Porque yo naturalmente diría, where did you? Did you is did you. Where did you get that book? Where did you? Dilo como yo, intenta. It's about imitation in the end. So you can always say, of course you can say, where did you get that book? But we would say, where did you? El you es ya, y ya se une. Cuando se dice tanto una estructura, where did you get that book? Where did you go on your last vacation? O sea, ¿dónde? Con el pasado. Where did you get your college degree? So where did you? Where did you get that book? All right? Here's another one. ¿Me puedes conseguir un empleo? This is a good one to know if you have some friends in high places. Can you get me a job? Can you get me? No, it's can. It's kin. Can you get me? Can you get me? So I don't want you to just focus on this verb to get, but I want you to focus on the whole thing. These are short sentences. Can you get me? Can you get me? Can you? Can you get me a job? You know, it's job. Say it with me. This one's an important one. Job. Job. Can you get me a job? Vamos a repetirlo a la perfección. Can you get me a job? Job. No, it's job. It's a. It's como una a. Okay? And just be careful, because if you say the word job, it's un gamberro. ¿Me traes un gamberro? Can you get me a job? All right, the next one. El teléfono está sonando. Yo lo cogeré. Esto también vale para la puerta. Okay? Alguien está en la puerta. Somebody's knocking at the door and you say, iré yo. Yo lo cogeré. I'll get it. I'll get it. I'll get it. ¿Y qué decimos cuando cogemos el teléfono, abrimos o antes de abrir la puerta? Who is it? Who is it? All right, let's look at it in this, the reflexive here. Enfadarse, ponerse triste, casarse, o sea, el se, muchas veces. No te enfades. Don't get angry. Don't get angry. Don't get upset. Bueno, don't get upset es más, no te disgustes. Don't get mad es lo mismo que don't get angry. De hecho, yo suelo usar mad mucho más que angry. No te pongas enfermo. Easier said than done when you have a young child. Don't get sick. Don't get sick or don't get ill. I would probably 9 times out of 10, I would say sick. All right. No te cases. Hey, I'm just reading the translation list. Don't get married. Don't get married. Me estoy cansando. I'm getting tired. Again, these are the reflexive uses. Ella se está aburriendo. She's getting bored. Está oscureciendo. It's getting dark. No te pongas nervioso. Don't get nervous. All right. Are you guys ready now that we've warmed up a little bit here? Let's see which ones we've got for you. The first one is nos llevamos bien. You can choose the person you want. Maybe you can even use one of your fellow students. Personalize it if you'd like. But the idea is usar llevarse bien. That's the first one in today's pop quiz. All right. The next one. The next one is no dejes que ello te deprima. ¿No? Que te dé el bajón. Piénsalo así. A lo mejor te ayuda. No dejes que ello te deprima. Okay? And the last one, él no sabe transmitir sus ideas. Él no sabe transmitir sus ideas. Oh, and I'm going to give you a bonus one. Why? I know you can handle it. Y porque es una canción. La cuarta, un bonus. No me malinterpretes. All right, so you've got a bunch of different idiomatic expressions. We've got the reflexive. Get in the literal sense is obtener, to obtain something. It's to go and bring something. Ir a por algo y traerlo. Can you get me a glass of water? Right? And also, we've got all the phrasal verbs. I get by. Esta es muy importante, amigos. Cuando te hacen esa pregunta, they say, do you speak English? You say, I get by. Me las apaño. Salgo del paso. I love that one. You also have to use get if you want to use acostumbrarse. You'll get used to it. Recuperarse. To get over it. Right? That can be a sickness, una enfermedad, or a difficult situation in your life. The death of a loved one. Right? So any ordeal, the situación difícil. What about this one? Él siempre, estos son más para, los cuatro ya te lo he dado, so I'm just giving you some more examples of very common uses of get. Él siempre se sale con la suya. Do you know it? He always gets his way. He always gets his way. I should change that to she, and I should change the name to Lara. Lara always gets her way. And what about this one? You're driving, and somebody is just a slow poke. Oh, super lento. A slow poke. Quítate de medio, tío. Come on. You say, get out of the way. Now, eso es lo que pone. ¿Sabes cómo yo lo diría? Out of es outa. Dilo así ahora. Get out of the way. Get out of the way. No out of. Olvídate de out of. Porque no lo digo yo, no lo dice la mayoría de la gente que conozco. It's out of. Get out of the way. So careful with getting your way and getting out of the way. Little nuance there, but they're very, very different. Right? Subirse o bajarse algo. Get on the bus. Get on the plane. Get on the motorcycle. No es lo mismo que get in. Meterse. Right? So that's subirse. Get away. Aléjate. O también escapada o escaparse. You know it from another song. I want to get away. I want to fly away. All right. Any more? I'm looking over here. To get somewhere también. Llegar a algún sitio, claro, de los usos. So we said obtener, ir a por y traer, y luego llegar a algún sitio. Pero hay un truquito, ¿eh? No empleamos el to cuando empleamos here, there, home. So places that are not concrete. So you wouldn't say, call me when you get to home. Or call me when you get to there. Ahí ya nos saltamos el to. You can say, call me when you get to your house. Pero si empleamos home, que es más un concepto, quitamos este to. So call me when you get home. Call me when you get there. Okay? I told you another one before. I said we're going to get into them. Nos vamos a meter en ellos. No, indagar. There's no way to get around them. No hay forma de evitarlos. So, casi te digo la cuarta. I'm not going to tell you the answer because I see a lot of you guys are participating. That is awesome. The only thing is, we've got to go to a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to take a look at all our students here who are participating, our super show with no-namers. And we're getting into get. We might as well. Ya que estamos, we've got to. My students try to avoid this one. They try to get away from it. But really, This is a verb that if you get it, you can really transmitir tus ideas claramente, que es una de las traducciones que vamos a ver. We're going to take a look at the answers to the pop quiz, your comments. We've got Say What, we've got Spelling Bee, man. We've got a lot of stuff to cover on today's show with no name. We're going to learn, we're going to laugh, we're going to play, all that and more when we come back. So, stick around. Amigos, welcome back. Welcome back to part 2 of today's show with no name. I can't believe it. We've only got 2 more live shows, and then we're going to be on break till the 1st. I'll be down in Sweetwater. Sweetwater? What's that? Well, it's actually, guys, that's not the right translation. I've always translated it incorrectly. It's not sweet water. Agua dulce, I think quieres decir que no es salada, no? No es que es dulce, right? Well, then we would say fresh water. That's right. Fresh water. And it makes sense because in Agua Dulce, in Almería, there are springs. Manantiales, siempre me cuesta la pronunciación. Mira, es la misma palabra que primavera. We saw, mira, muy fácil acordarte de este double trouble. We saw a lot of springs in the spring. I love it. And also, we've got an episode of FYI on Easter coming up, where we're going to talk about all things spring, todas las cosas que tienen que ver con la primavera. But this Friday, before we get into Easter mode, we're going to learn all about propaganda. Oh, interesting, very interesting episode. So many awesome ways to learn English, my amigos. All right, let's kick off the second part with the Say What soundbite. Say what? What? All right, folks, your Say What soundbite. This is where we're going to hear from a famous person. If you're an American kid like my sister, shout out to my sister. What's up? My sister's in the house. You know what time it is? Hey, early bird, how's that worm? She's a vegetarian. I doubt she's a vegan. She's not going to touch a worm. Never mind eat it. I know you well, kiddo. You know that one, kiddo? My daughter says, why do you call me kiddo? I'm like, because kiddo is another way of saying kid. Como niño, no? Like a cute way of saying niño, niña. Hey, kiddo. What do you want for lunch, kiddo? My mom used to call us kiddos. Con dos Ds. K-I-D-D-O. Well, I'll tell you what, my sister's definitely going to recognize this voice. And any kid who grew up in the United States in the last 5-6 decades. Wow. We're talking about a legend over here, folks. But you guys have a couple jobs to do in the Say What soundbite. Firstly, you got to listen carefully. Just listen and see what you can extract from this audio that you're going to hear 4 times. Initially, I want your take. Tu toma, tu perspectiva, tu opinión. Okay, I want you to express yourself in English. That's what I'm asking you to do based on information you heard. Then, if you're so inclined, and you can, after the 4th listen, some of you do it after the 3rd listen, I want to know all of it. And I've got to tell you something. I think today's is going to be relatively easy. So is everybody ready? Here's your Say What soundbite for the first time.
Hi, glad to see you today. I shall button my buttons on the sweater, change my shoes, and get ready to have some time with you in this very special studio of ours.
All right. Wow, what a soothing voice, huh? A very soothing, tranquilizante, huh? Well, hey, that's my opinion. I'm asking you for your opinion here. All right, I'll shut up. I'll try. All right, let's hear it for the 2nd time.
Hi, glad to see you today. I shall button my buttons on the sweater, change my shoes, and get ready to have some time with you in this very special studio of ours.
Hey, Damian, what's crack-a-lackin', buddy?
Hey, Alberto, I was planning to do some sports this week. What about playing baseball?
Ooh, baseball. I love it. But I'm not sure yet. Can we touch base next week?
Touch base. Estamos en contacto, ¿no? Hablamos en algún momento. Yeah, okay. Let's touch base. Okay, what about basketball? Do you want to play basketball?
Oh, man, I love basketball. It's one of my favorite sports. But I don't know if I can this weekend because I've already got plans. Oh, man, that's the way the ball bounces.
That's the way the ball bounces. Así están las cosas, ¿no? Así bota la pelota. Así bota la pelota. That's the way the ball bounces. I love that expression. Okay, what about tennis? Do you want to play tennis?
Well, I love tennis, but I'm not really a good player. If you don't mind playing with a novice, the ball's in your court, buddy.
La bola está en mi campo, ¿eh? La pelota está en mi tejado. All right. Do you want to play some soccer?
Sure, I'd love to play some soccer or football, as you call it. What time do we kick off?
Perfect. We're kicking off at 9. Are you available?
Sure, but I might have to play some golf before with some friends. It's par for the course.
It's par for the course. Es lo normal, ¿no? Es lo normalito, lo que se hace.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what about billiards? Do you like playing billiards?
Yeah, but right now I'm behind the 8 ball.
I'm behind the 8 ball. Estás detrás de la bola 8, como que llevas las de perder.
Yeah. Wow, a lot of idiomatic expressions here.
Muy buenas expresiones. Si es que así da gusto aprender inglés con un profe como Alberto y un poquito de creatividad, tienes This Book is the Shit. El mejor libro para aprender inglés que te has echado a la cara in your life. Píllatelo, vas a disfrutar mogollón de dibujos para que lo aprendas todo fácil, con conexiones lógicas y divertidas. Es la manera más sencilla y más divertida de aprender inglés. No te la pierdas.
Damian, you're such a good sport. Te enrollas. You can pick up your copy of This Book is the Shit at
Vaughantienda.com.
It's the shit. Or, of course, wherever fine books are sold. I've always wanted to say that. And finally, when I had my first book over a decade ago, my first book, English Everywhere, I was finally able to say wherever fine books are sold. It's the typical marketing expression. All right, let's go on over to our virtual classroom and see who's in the house. There's Laura, lovely Laura. We've missed you these last few days. And guys, Laura's my teacher as well. I haven't answered you yet, Laura, and I apologize. I know you took a lot of time and energy to write your email, and it did help me quite a bit. I'm talking about an email that Laura wrote me, and it explains the subjunctive a little bit better to us Geedies who have a lot of difficulty with that. So I haven't had time to answer. I've had some, as many of you know, I've been at the dentist. I have to go again today. because I had to have a tooth pulled. Unfortunately, for my pain and for my wallet. I don't know what hurts more, my mouth or my wallet. Well, Laura, we missed you. And thank you so much for the explanation. We missed you these days. And, well, the Say What soundbite hasn't been the same, I've got to say. She says, good morning, lovely show with no namers. It's great to spend a magical couple of hours with you again. The show always brings me a breath of fresh air and helps me breathe better. See how Laura's like, let me just make sure I'm not making that mistake. Let me practice that lesson I just reviewed. Excellent job, Laura. As always, a model student. There's Elena. Speaking of model students, she says, hello, teacher and everyone. Here we are. So let me do it. Do. Charge. Hello, Elena. You are in charge. Boss. Mandas. Born to Iron Man. Speaking of boss, another person who is boss. No, la leche. It's another way of saying la leche. Morning, friends. Here we are after Fallas. Born to Iron Man. I know you've survived some tough endurance races, but I didn't think you were going to survive Fallas. Nothing can prepare you for Fallas in Valencia. Hope it was fun, and maybe I'll join you next year. I don't know. My daughter wouldn't like the loud noises. And I got to tell you something. It took me like a full 12 hours the first time I went to the Fallas Festival to not like jump every time I heard a firework. Yeah, I know. Well, you got to remember, when you hear that kind of sound in New York, it's not a firework. Okay. So you duck. Te agachas. So, you know, I was with some friends and they're like, why are you so scared? I'm like, do you know what these sounds mean where I come from? You hear that? Nobody's playing with firecrackers in the street. Okay. Unfortunately, I'm not bragging. No estoy presumiendo de eso. It's actually quite sad. So, Born to Iron Man, welcome back. We know you are on fire. Fallas. It's an appropriate name. David says, good morning, sunshine. Well, he put the sunshine emoji. Good day, sunshine. You guys know that song? It's one of the greatest songs to wake up to. FYI, write it down, add it to your playlist. It's called Good Day, Sunshine. If that song doesn't put you in a good mood first thing in the morning, I don't know what will. Let's see, Chris Valrol, a super show with no namer here in the house. She says, morning show with no namers. I see a bunch of wonderful people in the chat today. I bet it's going to be a breathless show. Nice job using breathless. Go on, go on, go on. Leave me breathless. Go on, go on. Go on, leave me breath. Who sings that? Oh, rings a bell. Hey, guys, I love learning. I love teaching with music. I love learning with music. And so does my daughter. All right, Chris, great to have you on board. Chris and Laura. Elena's here. Born to Iron Man. The whole gang is here. Están todos. Laura says, I'm sure it's going to take our breath away. Are you doing that to me on purpose? Are you guys trying to make me sing today? Because it's working. Oh, man. I'm sure it's going to take our breath away. Dun, 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 dun. Just like the wonderful Fallas. Elena. Okay, Elena's participating in our pop quiz. Let's see what she came up with. Let's see if she got it. Si lo pilló, si lo cogió. ¿Ves? El get vale pato, pato. It is, as we said before, a wild card, un comodín. She says, my sister and I get along like a house on fire. That's not just correct. You sounded like a native speaker there saying that. My sister and I get along like a house on fire. Excellent. Wonderful. You can also say to get on like a house on fire. O sea, in general, it's get along in American English and get on. We get on well in British English, but we can we understand each other. You can use either one. And in the expression, you can use either one too. We get along like a house on fire. Speaking of fire, wow, there's a theme here running today. A lot of double meanings and jokes, but that's what we came to do today and every day, play with words and laugh. And when you can play with words, when you can have your way with them, hacer lo que te da la gana con ellos, that's how you know you've mastered a language or you're on your way to mastering it. Okay? So great job, Elena. Wonderful example. My sister and I get along like a house on fire. The second one, don't let that get you down. No dejes que eso te deprima. Excellent. Don't let it get you down. The next one, he doesn't know how to get his ideas across. He doesn't know how to get his ideas across. That's 3 for 3. And let's see if she got the bonus. She says, and please, don't get me wrong, but I don't get what you're saying. And another one, you guys are trying to get me to sing. Well, this one was my fault. Don't get me wrong. No me malinterpretes. Ahí lo tienes, folks. Don't get me wrong. And of course, folks, we've got other people participating, but Elena, you knocked it out of the park. Excellent job. Let's see how Laura did. Laura said, most show with no namers get along well. I agree. She says, number 2, don't let the bad weather let you down. Well, this is, let you down or get you down, I would say here. Yeah, let you down is decepcionarte and get you down is deprimirte. So a little bit different. They can both be correct. So whichever one you want there. So get you down and don't let it make you sad. Don't let you down is don't let it disappoint you. Similar, but a little bit different. Okay? But great job, Laura. Number 2, he doesn't know how to get his ideas across. Yeah. Transmitir una cosa is to get something across. And she says, don't get me wrong. I'm not judging him. Great job. And let's see the last one. Well, the ideas, did we get all of them? Yeah, let you down. Great. Born to Iron Man. He says, we're getting along well. Excellent job. Number 2, don't let it get you down. Excellent. The next one, he doesn't know how to get his ideas across. Perfect. And the last one, don't get me wrong, wrong. The remix. My sister says, I didn't know that. I always thought it was sweet water. Morning. Fun fact of the day. Yeah, it's actually fresh water. All right, there's Chris. Chris says, me mother-in-law. You're speaking Spanglish. Hey, it's the language of the future. I think your E is E Latina, should be Y. It should be the Greek. I love how you say that. The Greek I and the Latin I. We call it I and Y, right? So my mother-in-law and I get along well. Great, Chris. Well, that's good news. That's important. I have to say, likewise, I get along very well with my mother-in-law. The next one, he doesn't know how to get his ideas across. Perfect. And the last one, don't take my explanation the wrong way. That's another way to say it. But if you want to take out the word explanation y decirlo como frase hecha, don't get me wrong. Okay? Usually when you're going to say something that someone doesn't want to hear. You know? So it's a very diplomatic expression. Don't get me wrong. You're an asshole. Hombre, ya ahí no sé tanta diplomacia para llamarle un cabrón. Don't get me wrong, but you're a complete dick. Whoa. Remember to keep the politically correctness. I hate that word. Well, keep it diplomatic. After you say it, you can say it in other words. All right. Let's see. Anybody else in our pop quiz? Well, wonderful job to each and every one of you, amigos. Now we're looking at today's Say What soundbite. We've heard it now twice. Laura says, I heard the soothing voice of an American man getting cozy before starting his show and welcoming everyone to his studio. Laura, I couldn't have said it better myself. I'm dead serious. I couldn't have said it better myself. I'm so serious when I say that. Wow. Excellent job. Elena's got something to say about it. Let's see what Elena had to say. Elena says it sounds like a young man, como un hombre joven. It sounds like a young man commenting on all the arrangements before going on set. Perhaps an anchor. Wow. Elena, you should be a detective. It's a little bit off, but I get your reasoning. I mean, you're on the right track. Excellent job, ladies. Wow. Laura says, my pleasure, AA. Don't worry, mastering the subjunctive is quite hard. I'm happy to help. Thank you so much. Thank you. It's tough. It's a tough one for me. Daniela says, hello, everyone. I'm on board. Well, that's great to have you here with us, Daniela. Always a pleasure. Let's see. Chris Valrol, there she is. She says, I heard an American man with a velvety voice. Totally native there. Wow. A velvet is terciopelo. Excellent. Who is making himself comfy. I love how you're using, instead of comfortable, comfy, cozy. Great job, ladies. Who is making himself comfy before spending some time with his audience. What can I say, folks? What can I say? Honestly, you guys are killing it today, as my buddy Rob Graham says. You're killing it. It means you're doing a wonderful job. Well, let's see how you do on today's Homophones.
Homophones on the show with no name. It's homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. Homophones on the show with no name. Cause homophones time, it's homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. The show with no name. The show with no name.
That's right, my amigos. It is time for Homophones, only on the show with no name. And here's where we look at words that tend to mix my students up. Mira, otro get. My students get mixed up. Se lían. So liarse, otro con get. You know what you guys should do, especially those of you who use AI, inteligencia artificial? Ask your whatever platform you use to give you many examples of the verb to get in use in English, and then see if you recognize them, see if you're familiar with all of them, do them aloud. I know a lot of students in my community now who are using AI, and they're using it to come up with lists. Like David, a shout out to David. We were working on people, not just people are instead of people is, but also some people say people thinks is people think. So David asked his AI to come up with some examples of the usage of people, some translations, and we shared it with the other students. And so it's a way to use AI. I have to be honest, I haven't used it yet, but I probably will use it in the future. Who knows? I don't know, but I know for students, it's a wonderful thing. And if you get the chance to use it and you use it correctly, just like social media, then you can really benefit from it. All right, let's take a look at our words here today, and we'll see if you A, know the words, and B, if you know if they sound the same or not. The first word is coloring material. Okay, you say tinte, you say colorante, si es de comida, right? Tinte si es de ropa. Also, it's the verb, teñir, pigmentar, right? So to change the color of something, okay? So it's tinte, tintura colorante as a noun. As a verb, it's teñir, pigmentar, tintar. Okay, so that's great. We can verbify that word. And the second word is one I'm sure you're all familiar with, but don't mix it up. Don't get mixed up. Vamos a usarlo así para practicar ese get. And the word is morir. But don't mix it up with la muerte o muerto. It's the verb, morir. Okay? So the first word, tinte, teñir, colorante, tintar, depending again on what we're talking about. And the second word, morir, right? Not la muerte, no muerto, which again, we'll clear that up for you, of course. As always, that's anything like that we come across, we always like to stop and deal with it here on the show. But right now, we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll take a look at your answers. We've got our Say What soundbite, spelling bee, double trouble, name that lyric, famous birthdays. Wow, we've got a lot to do, my amigos. And I've got to say, I am totally impressed. Today, you guys are knocking my socks off. La expresión dejando atónito. Wow. I mean, you always, honestly, consistently, you do a great job. But I don't know what you guys had for breakfast today. Whatever routine you did this morning, do it every day. Jeez Louise. Unbelievable. All right, folks. Much more fun, many more challenges, music, movies, and so much more still to come. So stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back to part 3 of today's show with no name here on Vaughn Radio. We've got so much to cover in this second half of today's show. As I said, we'll kick off taking a look at the homophones, see how you guys did. I see we've got a lot of people participating. Then we'll listen to our Say What soundbite for the third time. And then we've got a spelling bee, amigos. So much to do here on today's show. And when this show's over, you are lucky ducks. ¿Te sabes esa? Lucky ducks. Patos suertudos. Es porque es el juego de palabra. You're lucky ducks because you can learn English with Ximena and Nacho. After that, you can have lunch with Rob and Andy on the Lunchtime Show. Then you can speak up with Ruby. After that, you've got Let's Get Random with Jules Linares. Followed by The Salad with Dave Boys. Then Kyle Miller's Drive Time. And don't forget about Frankly Speaking with Chris Frank. And you've got The Pro Bow Show with Rob Grams. No Excuses with Fitz. And the one and only Richard Vaughn. That's right. Richard Vaughn and Richard Vaughn Live. All right, let's take a look over here at our homophones that we've got, and we'll see what we've got going on, amigos. So, right here, we've got our homophones, and the first person to participate is Elena. And Elena says, and sound exactly alike. All right. Let's see. The words are right. Let's see what your fellow classmates have to say. The next one is Daniela. And Daniela says, and sound the same. Okay. Laura says the two words are and they sound alike. All right. So right now it's unanimous. Born to Iron Man says they're totally homophones, right? So, and Chris says and are homophones. So that's all of you. Right now, it's all of my students who are saying that these are not homophones or are homophones. You guys seem pretty sure. I'm just trying to throw you off. Desconcertarte. They are homophones. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. And the first word, die, it's a regular verb. She dyed her hair. She dyed her hair. That word sounds exactly like el pasado. So die en presente suena como die en presente. The words sound exactly the same. Let's clear up this part. Dead, adjetivo. He's dead, adjetivo. He died, verbo. And he wasn't afraid of death, la muerte, sustantivo. All right, amigos? So those are three words I hear people mix up pretty often. Also, you've got die, right? The word die. What else does the word die mean, morir? Si lo escribimos como la palabra morir, it's got another meaning, okay? All right, I'll give you a clue. Las Vegas, baby. Craps. Roulette. No, roulette se juega. I don't know. I'm not a gambler. Sorry. Un dado, right? So a die. Die, el plural is dice, que en español es dice. That's pretty crazy. Absolutely crazy. So excellent job to all of you. Also, let me give you guys the Say What soundbite here for the third time. Good luck.
Hi, glad to see you today. I shall button my buttons on the sweater, change my shoes, and get ready to have some time with you in this very special studio of ours.
Do you know about Vaughn groups? Well, I'm going to tell you all. They are group English classes that you can do via video conference or in person. And the good news is you can start whenever you want. And you can keep the same timetable, teacher, and classmates throughout the whole course. And the best part, there's no strings attached. Sin compromiso. And if you act now, you can get a 5% discount for paying up front. And if you stick with the course for 6 months, you'll get a 50% discount in June. Wow, what a deal! As if you needed more reasons to learn English with Vaughn. Check out our Vaughn groups. Have fun and make friends as you learn English. Sign up now while there are still spots available. Call us 911-385831. Or you can go to our website, grupovaughn.com. And don't forget to follow us on social media and find out if Vaughn groups are for you.
Spelling bee. Spelling bee. Spelling bee. Spelling bee. Spelling bee.
All right, amigos, welcome to our spelling bee. Our spelling bee is probably one of the most challenging sections here on the show, but I know you guys will be able to figure it out. This is round one, and round one is not for the faint of heart. No es apto para cardíacos. And here we go. What I need you to do is I need you to capitalize the first letter of every word. Here we go. The first one is ALEXANDER space FLEMING. The second one is HOWARD space FLOREY. The third one is ERNST space BORIS space CHAIN. The next one is OXFORD space UNIVERSITY. The next one is ORVAN space HESS. And the last one is ANNE space MILLER. And here's a little clue.
FBI, open up!
These often illicit substances come in a variety of shapes and sizes. They can both cure us and kill us in the same breath. Popping pills can ease our pain, but one can get hooked, as some meds are heavily addictive. They can cause cravings and even breed killer kingpins who commit crimes in the ugly underworld.
Say hello to my little friend!
We'll take a look at legal and illegal drugs on this week's episode of FYI. Welcome to For Your Info.
En inglés.
You got it. All right, amigos. That's a little clue. Something to do with drugs. Well, folks, it looks like we've got a winner. Let me check his answers over here. He's definitely the fastest. Let's see if he's got it spot on. It's Born to Iron Man. Born to Iron Man, the first one is correct. The second one is also correct. The third one's correct. The fourth one is correct. Wow. The fifth one is correct. And wow. The sixth one is also correct. Chris Valrol, you got it too. Unbelievable. You guys, unbelievable participation today. Let's see. Also, Ele says, sugerencia. Este show era mejor cuando no ponías los podcasts. Transmites más personalmente en directo. I'm sorry. I don't understand your comment because we're live right now. So this is directo. This show is never, well, okay, if I'm on vacation or something, you'll hear a repeat. That's normal. We're humans. But this show is live every single day, and it's produced live. So every sound you hear, whether it's magic or whether you're hearing a horse or perhaps somebody's just passing gas, it's live. I don't know if I get what you're saying. Maybe, hombre, te has expresado en español, so digo, a lo mejor es el inglés, pero no, it's live. Now, the podcast is there, as it's always been. Es que el podcast lleva desde el principio, but casi el principio. And podcasts are just there for people who can't tune in live. So do you get it? I'm not sure I get what you mean there. I'm willing to if you could explain what you mean by not being live, but the show I just read your name. How can I do that if it's not live, right? So you can join the show live every day, even if there's, a shootout or something, See, I can make anything happen over here. I've got the power. So thanks for the feedback. As always, guys, and we appreciate your feedback. I'm just not so sure I got your comment, because if this show weren't live, these people, yourself included, couldn't participate, right? I wouldn't be reading your comment. So again, there's no stopping. There's no post-production. I don't know about all the shows. I'm telling you about the show with no name. That's why sometimes you hear me sneeze. Me oyes estornudar. Sometimes you hear me cough. Sometimes I have to clear my throat on the microphone because I'm going the whole time. There's no, right? Okay, so I don't know if again, please explain your comment further, because I'm not so sure I get what you mean there. Let's see. Daniela says, I heard a young man getting ready to spend, mejor to spend. Veo que lo has corregido abajo. I heard a young man getting ready to spend time in a studio. He sounds as cool as a cucumber. Wow, that's an awesome one. As cool as a cucumber, and he doesn't seem to have stage fright whatsoever. Two awesome idiomatic expressions. She's talking about the Say What soundbite. As cool as a cucumber, tranquilísimo, que nada le desconcierta. And stage fright, I believe you call it miedo escénico. All right, well, folks, we got to do round 2 of our spelling bee. I urge you all to participate. We've already got some winners, though. Born to Iron Man and Chris Valrol knocking it out of the park. And if you haven't figured it out yet, the first name, Alexander Fleming, will give it away. Te lo va a soplar. Sir Alexander Fleming. What did he invent? What did he discover, I should say, not invent? Penicillin, right? All right, so here we go, folks. The first one is Alexander space Fleming. The next one is HOWARD space FLOREY. The third one, ERNST space BORIS space CHAIN. The fourth one is OXFORD space UNIVERSITY. The fifth one is ORVAN space HESS. And the last one is ANNE space MILLER. All right. And again, wonderful job to all of you who are participating, not just in this section, but in all of our different sections here on the show. We also got Laura, who got them as well. Wonderful job. Lovely Laura, knocking it out of the park, as always. All right, so let's take a look at these words to see if you got them right as well. The first one is Alexander Fleming. That's probably the most famous name in this group of names. The next one, Howard Florey and Ernst Boris Chain. Those were two people who also worked with him, two colleagues of his. The fourth one was Oxford University, where it went down, donde ocurría, Oxford University. And the fifth one was Orvin Hess, and this was the doctor who administered this miracle, this new miracle drug. And he administered it to a patient named Ann Miller. And Ann Miller was the sixth name in our list. So again, wonderful job to each and every one of you. And now it's time for Name That Movie. Name That Movie. That's right, amigos. That's right. You know it. It is time for Name That Movie. Have you seen any good movies lately? I'm always looking for recommendations. I just have one little problem. I don't have a waking moment. Usually, guys, when I answer people on social media, I know this is TMI, too much information, just because I try not to use social media very much. I'm just over it. Yeah, come on. It's boring. It's the same thing to me. I like to be able to reach you guys and connect with you guys, but I don't like being in my phone and just like a zombie. So I try and use it sparingly. Toma palabra. Sparingly. Es un buen adverbio que significa muy poco. And so usually to not have my phone out when I'm with my daughter or with my wife, I answer my social media posts from the throne, ladies and gentlemen. So if you write to me on social media, you could just imagine me writing back. Oh, no, that's gross. TMI, man. Too much information. All right, let's take a look at the movie that I've chosen for you today. An ex-hitman comes out of retirement to track down the gangsters who killed his dog and stole his car. As you guys say, cosas del directo. That's what I mean. There's no editing. I got tongue-tied and it's there. That's not, you can't fake that. We don't got Nacho. You got to go to minute number 19, 1 hour and 11 minutes. And no way, man. This is live with all its warts, no, con todos sus defectos. So, an ex-hitman. You say sicario. You know what the crazy thing is? Since the movie Sicario came out, we say Sicario. Sicario. Since that movie came out, we all know the word in Spanish now. ¿Ves? Esto de se aprende de título. We learn Spanish from your movies as well. Well, even though it's not a Spanish movie, it has a Spanish title. And so we call him a hitman. Why? Well, to hit somebody is pegarle. But if you're in the mafia, it means to kill him. Okay, so the boss wanted a hit on him, right? That means he wants him to disappear. So an ex-hitman comes out of retirement, sale de la jubilación. He comes out of retirement to track down. And to track down is, well, I think you've seen the word if you've ordered anything internationally. A tracking number is el número de rastreo, you say? It tells you your package is in Getafe, your package is in New York still, something like this. It's a tracking number. So to track down is to try and find. We're going to track your package. We're going to track it down, to locate, right? I think of gangsters, hitmen. They track people down for other reasons. Then the gangsters or mobsters, this is another way to say gangsters as well. The gangsters who killed his dog and stole his car. Now, what kind of evil person would do something like that? Man, that is just evil, pure evil. I understand that you steal somebody's car because you're desperate, but you kill somebody's dog? Really? That's just being a bad person. Okay, stealing cars isn't being a good person. But in those two things, I'd be like, man, I understand you need money and you got, but why did you kill the dog? What's wrong with you? Are you sadistic? What are you, on drugs? Obviously, probably. Let's see. Chris Valrol taking a stab at it. And she says the movie is John Mecha. Well, she said... She said John Wick, but that's Wick. ¿Conocéis el producto Airwick? No? Well, an Airwick es una mecha de aire. No, if you think about it, these air fresheners, It's like a candle without a wick. So it's an air wick. Tiene una mecha. So John Wick. And I guess they call him John Wick because he has a short fuse. No, una corta. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe. John Wick, starring Keanu Reeves. And it's interesting. You want to hear something interesting about this movie here? The director, a guy named Chad Stahelski, was Keanu Reeves' stunt double. So el que hacía sus cosas peligrosas in the Matrix movies. So what a turn of events. He was working for him in one aspect, and then he became his boss. Because as the director, you're running the show. Well, really the producers. But the director runs the day-to-day on the set, right? So that's interesting. Also, in this movie, Keanu Reeves didn't need Chad Stahelski. Why? Because he did 90% of his own stunts. In fact, in preparation for the role, he had to do weapons training. Que cuidado mi arma. It's not weapons, it's weapons. And martial arts. He basically trained for 8 hours a day for 4 months straight preparing for this movie. That's why he was such a hunk. Un buenorro, right? Big, sexy body, a hunk, we say. And this is an interesting, I love these fun facts about movies. But before the action starts, if you've seen the movie, don't worry, I'm not spoiling anything. But before the action starts, John Wick is wearing his watch, his wristwatch, in the typical way. But as he prepares for battle, he turns it the other way around. So it's on the inside of his wrist, la parte interior de su muñeca. Now, here's my question for you. Do you know why? This is something that soldiers do when they're holding a rifle, when they're going to shoot somebody. Think about this. The reflection from the glass on their wristwatch could give away their position. But you see those little details that he does, and you see it. There's a zoom in, hacen zoom, right? And you're like, oh, it's like a little ritual he does. But there's a reason for it. And I love learning those little tidbits, esas píldoras. Chris also says, a great movie I watched last Saturday was The Goonies. I love it. Chris, I think it's one of the greatest movies ever made. And it stands the test of time. Kind of like the show with no name. Here we are, 15 years later, coming at you live every single day, even during the pandemic, folks. And in the first 10 years of the show, you couldn't watch it. You could only listen. Now you can watch too. Wow. Awesome. Great news. All right, folks, we will be right back with the fourth and final part of today's live show. So stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back to the fourth and final part of today's show with no name. So much going on over here. We've looked at the verb to get. We've looked at the literal meanings, the reflexive meanings. We've looked at phrasal verbs, idiomatic expressions. Don't get me wrong, there's much more. Don't get me wrong. I hope you guys are getting all this, and I hope you'll apply it so that you can get your ideas across every day in English. Hey, it's not easy, even in our own language. Getting your idea across, getting your point across. But we're working on it every day, working on becoming better, more clearer communicators. And the good thing is, you've got shows all day long here on Vaughn Radio. Just download our free app, and you can learn with us wherever, whenever. You can even be doing something tedious, like waiting at the dentist's office. Oh, don't remind me. You can take us with you. We fit in your pocket, amigos. Just go to your smartphone, wherever you download your apps, and search for Vaughn Radio. And voila.
Howdy, Richard Vaughn here, founder and host of Meet My Amazing Team.
Hello there, this is Julia from the Let's Get Random show. Let's navigate life together, practicing our English.
Hi, this is Kyle Miller. I present the Drive Time Show every day at 6 o'clock on Vaughn Radio.
Hi, this is Jimena.
Y yo soy Nacho.
And you can listen to us every day on Test Your English
A las 12:30.
at 12:30. Tune in.
This is Fitz from No Excuses. Let's get ready to rumble. Come rumble with me on No Excuses.
This is Chris with Frankly Speaking. The doors open every night at 7:30. Let's talk soon.
Hi, this is Dave Boyes from The Salad. Join us every day, live at 5.
Hey, it's Alberto Alonso from the show with no name. And don't forget about Rob, Andy, Ruby, and Tino.
Download our free app, Vaughn Radio or Vaughn Radio, and learn English with all of us on the go.
That's right, folks. Vaughn Radio. And don't forget to stop by the website we've got, grupovaughn.com/cursos destacados, and you can find out about everything going on in the Vaughn world. Are you guys ready for another challenge? Cool. It's time for Double
Trouble, baby. Yeah, you know what time it is. Give it up. Double trouble. I said double trouble. Double trouble. I said double trouble.
That's right, amigos. It's Double Trouble, only on the show with no name, and this one is totally American here. In fact, this is not something a British person would say. Hey, maybe this is giving you a little clue. Who knows? All right, the key is, though, you have to use the same word twice. And I just used a synonym for one of these words. I said the word evil, malvado. Just be careful. I've heard students pronounce it evil. It's not evil, it's Listen, remember this sentence. The devil is evil. Es que, claro, en un mundo lógico sería the devil is evil or the devil is evil. But it's not. It's the devil is evil. This is English. That's why I'm telling you. So jot it down. But this is another way to say malvado. Tú dices que él es malvado. Yo digo que es excelente, genial. What? That's it. Ahí lo tienes, amigos. Remember, this is American slang. So tú dices que él es malvado, retorcido. Yo digo que es genial. En México o en partes de América Latina, chévere, excelente, genial, chévere. All right? So, let's see. I think it's an easy one. I could be wrong. So, the first one, I'll give you the whole sentence again. The sentence is, tú dices que él es malvado. Yo digo que es excelente. Es genial. All right. Also, we're going to listen to our Say What soundbite here. This is the fourth and final listen. Listen carefully.
Hi, glad to see you today. I shall button my buttons on the sweater, change my shoes, and get ready to have some time with you in this very special studio of ours.
Listen carefully. Can you hear that? No. Listen closer. I'm not talking about the birds chirping. I'm talking about everybody speaking English and feeling comfortable. Listen. This is what it's like at Vaughan Town, a peaceful place where you can really learn English and lose your inhibitions. There's a reason it's one of our star programs. Vaughan Town, lose your fear of speaking English. If you want more information about this immersive experience, go to grupovaughan.com or give us a call, 911-385831. Lose your fear of speaking English and express yourself with clarity at Vaughan Town. That's right. More information about Vaughan Town, you can get it at grupovaughan.com/cursos destacados. Also, we've got our urban camps. For those of you who don't want to say goodbye to your kids for too long, you've got urban camps. They can come home and have dinner with you every night after a day chock full of English activities. And if you want to get rid of the kids, depende cómo estáis ahora. Some parents are like, I don't want them to go too far. And some parents are like, the farther, the better. Send them to Somalia. Send them to Calcutta. All right. So the good news is you've got both options. You've got camps where they can go away for 2 weeks. You've also got weekend camps, so many different options. All you have to do is check out everything over there on grupovaughan.com/cursos destacados. Again, the information's on social media, and you can stop by. If you'd like to stop by in person, we'd love to meet with you. You can get a free level test. All right, let's take a look over here. I've got some students participating in our Double Trouble, which I think is easy, but I only see 2 students participating, so I guess it wasn't that easy. All right, Daniela says, you say he's mean, and I say he's mean excellent. I like it, Daniela, because you're taking a stab at it. So we're going to give you an E for effort. All right. Excellent. Great job. All right. Let's see. Elena. Elena is taking a stab at it. She says, you say he's wicked. I say it's wicked. All right. Well, I was thinking he, no la misma persona, but it's okay porque hemos cambiado ahí el sujeto. It's okay. We'll give it to you. It's correct. Pero yo pensaba, estamos hablando del mismo persona. A lo mejor lo traduje mal al español. So you say, y te lo voy a decir con énfasis muy importante aquí. You say he's wicked. I say he's wicked. La bomba. Es genial. You got to say it with that same emphasis. Oh, man, that is wicked. That is really cool. And Laura taking a stab at it. She says, you say he's wicked. I say he's wicked excellent. I can't believe it. Laura, Elena, unbelievable. And Laura, you read my mind because that's another meaning of it. So the word wicked, primero, es raro porque no es wicked. It's no, como John Wick, por ejemplo, right? It's not wicked porque, claro, si lo ves, dices, pues no, tendría que pronunciar eso como una T si sigue la... No, right? This one is wicked, this adjective. Wicked, okay? Malvado, retorcido. But also, it's extremely good. Oh, you got the job? That's wicked. That's great. But also wicked is super, the way that Laura used it. Oh, that is wicked good. That is wicked tasty. O sea, muy, it's another way of saying very. You girls did a wicked job. Excellent. Yeah, I try not to say excellent anymore. You know why? Because only one person comes to mind. Mr. Burns from The Simpsons. Excellent, Smithers. Excellent. All right, let's take a look at this scene from John Wick, not John Wicked. And John Wick, as we said, is also John Mecha. And not mechas del pelo. Those are called highlights. Tiene mechas. See, we're playing with words as we always do. All right, well, Vigo says, it's not what you did, son, that angers me so. No es lo que hiciste, hijo, que me enfurece, que me enfada tanto. It's who you did it to. Es a quien se lo has hecho. It's who you did it to. And Yosef says, who? Who? That fucking nobody? That fucking ese nadie, ese don nadie? He's a nobody. Okay? And Vigo says, that fucking nobody, and he uses air quotes, like sarcastically, no? Poniendo las citas en el aire. And he goes, that fucking nobody is John Wick. He once was an associate of ours. En algún momento era asociado con nosotros, an associate. The verb is to associate, and the noun is he's an associate of ours, okay? They call him Baba Yaga. Baba Yaga. Yeah. And Yosef says, the boogeyman? And we looked at the word boogie last week or earlier this week. We looked at boogie versus bogey, la parte de una rueda. And we said that boogie in American English is booger, moco duro. But also to boogie means to dance. But also the boogeyman, que no lo vimos, que está bien porque lo vemos ahora. The boogeyman es el hombre del saco. Oh, if you don't eat your vegetables, the boogeyman's going to get you. The British say the bogeyman. O sea, no estamos de acuerdo en el uso de esa palabra, básicamente. I'm your boogeyman, and I'm here to do whatever I can. I'm your boogeyman, your boogeyman. Y ahí esa canción tiene doble sentido. Soy tu hombre del baile, tu bailarín, ¿no? Pero también soy tu hombre del saco. I'm your boogeyman. I'm here to do whatever I can. If you don't know that song, you got to give it a listen. It's one of those that will make you boogie. Or shake, 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 shake your booty. Mover ese culete. Vigo then says, well, John wasn't exactly the boogeyman. No era exactamente, precisamente eso. He was the one you sent to kill the fucking boogeyman. O sea, él no era. Él es el que tú mandaste a matarle. So he was the savior, he's trying to say. El Salvador. And Yosef is stunned. Atónito. Stunned. A stun gun son estos pistolas que te dan una carga. So he's stunned. And he goes, oh. And Vigo says, John is a man of focus. Vamos a decir esa palabra juntos porque if I had a nickel for every time I've heard it pronounced focus, follanos, hey, just repeating what I heard. It's not focus. Focus, just avoid it. Si no, deconcentrate si no te sale. Es fácil. Como si vas a decir foca, pero you say focus. Focus, como beso al final. Foca, pero en vez de A es focus. Es como un americano pronunciaría focas. Do you want to go see the focus? The focus. Look, they're over there on the puerto. So John is a man of focus, un hombre concentrado. Commitment, compromiso. Sheer will. Y yo aprendí la palabra sheer haciendo FYI en español, mero. Sheer will, voluntad. Remember, you can say will or willpower. Y la expresión que me recuerda, where there's a will, there's a way. Querer es poder. Wow, a lot of idiomatic expressions, folks, on today's show. So something you know very little about. Algo que tú pues conoces muy poco sobre eso, ese tema. He says, I once saw him kill 3 men in a bar. Una vez le vi matar a 3 hombres en un bar. With a pencil. With a fucking pencil. Then, suddenly one day, he asked to leave. Pidió si podía escaparse, salir ya de ahí. He asked to leave. It's over a woman, of course. Tenía que ver con una mujer, por supuesto. So I made a deal with him. Hice un trato, una operación con él. I gave him an impossible task. Una tarea imposible. A job no one could have pulled off. Un trabajo que nadie pudiese haber sacado adelante. To pull something off es sacarlo adelante. Lograr hacerlo. It's a great phrasal verb if you don't know it. So a job no one could have pulled off. Que nadie pudiese haber sacado adelante. The bodies he buried that day laid the foundation of what we are now. O sea, sin él no estaríamos en poder, is what he's saying. Los cimientos, the foundation. And then, my son, a few days after his wife died, you steal his car and kill his fucking dog. So in other words, he's saying, I get his anger. I get that he wants vengeance. It's justified. One thing is stealing somebody's car. One thing is killing their dog. All right, amigos, that's John Wick. And now it's time for famous birthday trivia.
Birthdays for you. Famous birthdays for me. Famous birthdays for everyone on the show with no name. Birthdays for him. Famous birthdays for her. Famous birthdays for everyone on the show with no name.
All right, folks, a nice round of applause for Laura. She nailed it, folks. It's today's Say What soundbite. We'll hear it in just a moment after today's famous birthdays. Let's see. The first person, his last name is Dolorido. Excellent actor, by the way. He was born today in 1950, and he got 3 consecutive Oscar nominations for Best Actor for Kiss of the Spider Woman in 1985, which he won, Children of a Lesser God in 1986, Broadcast News in 1987. But he was also in The Accidental Tourist, Trial by Jury, Lost in Space, Dark City, and so many other movies, from Robin Hood to Winter's Tale. And, he also portrayed Theudas Ross in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, in the films The Incredible Hulk, Captain America, Civil War. Yo ya me pierdo con todos estos. I'm lost on the MCU, folks. I don't know who's who anymore. I feel like there are just new characters that are just there. But this dude is, wow, what an amazing actor. He passed in 2022, and his last name is Dolor. Number 2. This person was born in 1922, and he was an actor, director, producer, and screenwriter. He was in the business for 7 decades, and he died in 2020. And this guy was in It's a Mad, 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 Mad World, 4 veces. The Russians Are Coming. I remember seeing that one. The Man with 2 Brains, All of Me, The Jerk. Oh, what a great movie with Steve Martin. That's a great one, too. And a lot of other classic movies. Plus, his father, he's the father of another famous actor and director as well, named Rob. I can't tell you his last name, though. And last but not least, I'm just going to sing the opening song. It's a wonderful day in the neighborhood, a wonderful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Would you be my neighbor? We're talking about the man who revolutionized children's TV in the United States. He's known as Mr. The character, but it's him. And he was an American host, producer, and Presbyterian minister. His show, La La La's Neighborhood, ran on the air from 1968 to 2001. And I remember watching this show religiously. He was such an amazing communicator. And if you get the chance, you can Google him. He's just, oh man. I can't imagine my childhood without this man who was born today in 1928. Let me give you today's famous birthdays. Number 1, William Hurt. William Hurt. Number 2, Carl Reiner. And number 3, Fred Rogers, a.k.a. Mr. Rogers. And it's Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. That's today's Say What soundbite. It's him opening the first show ever. And when I'm listening to it and when I watched it, I'm like, I don't think he had any idea of the hit that he had on his hands. I don't think anybody could have imagined it in their wildest dreams. Mr. Rogers, may he rest in peace and live in our memories forever. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Just a gentle voice. And this is him after singing the song. He would come in, put on his shoe, take off his shoes, put on his sweater, take off his jacket. And all this time he was teaching the kids phrasal verbs. So he goes, "Hi, glad to see you today. Me alegro de verte hoy. I shall button my buttons on this sweater. Voy a abrochar los botones en mi sweater. Change my shoes, cambiar los zapatos, and get ready to have some time with you in this very special studio of ours." Here he is, the one and only Mr. Rogers.
Hi, glad to see you today. I shall button my buttons on the sweater, change my shoes, and get ready to have some time with you in this very special studio of ours.
Hi, hello, Alberto. I think the song is... No? Sorry, bye.
Name that lyric, name that lyric, name that lyric, name that lyric only on the show with no name. The show with no name, the show with no name. Name that lyric only on the show with no name. The show with no name, the show with no name. It's name that lyric only on the show with no name.
That's right, amigos. It's Name That Lyric only on the show with no name. And thank you to all of you who participated in our live show. Riguroso directo. It's not just that I'm doing the show live, but all the effects you hear, whether it's magic or whether it's the wrong effect or totally native or any of those effects, your boxing bell, your fart, well, that's all happening in real time, folks. So thank you for being a part of this live show, which has been live since the day it came out. I have never done a second take. I've never post-produced a show in my life. And thankfully, if you can't catch the show live, you can always listen to it wherever you get your podcasts. Of course, that's for your convenience, amigos. All right, and today's song to say goodbye is, and we're not saying goodbye because up next you've got Ximena and you've got Nacho with Test Your English. But today we are going to go with We Are the World, We Are the Children, We Are the Ones that Make a Brighter Day. So let's God given. There's a choice we're making. If you haven't seen the documentary, I think it's called The Greatest Night in Pop. You can't call yourself a lover of the 80s and 90s, my generations, if you don't see this. It's awesome. Just think the most amazing talent all together in the same room recording, and this is what you get. Thank you so much, everybody, and we'll be back tomorrow. Just a couple more shows before spring break, baby. Woo-hoo! Ciao for now.